The doors right behind me here at 8 Broome Street in Binghamton will be closed for the next year, following a lockdown order put in place by the city. City and county officials made an arrest today in connection to the February fire that took the life of beloved Binghamton firefighter John or J.R. Gaudette. As you can see behind me, there is beautiful artisan markets, all Christmas decorated. We've even got a snow walkway, which the weather lent to. The mobile dairy experience has something for everyone, including a bunch of interactive components, including milk and cow's udders to a self-checkout line where groups can come in, scan an item they're interested in, and learn more about the dairy inside. Right here in the heart of downtown Binghamton, a historic landmark is up for sale. This First National Bank right here behind me is listed for nearly $2 million.
It's been great out here. I mean, it's a little cold, but as you can see behind me, there's plenty of skiers lining up. This is one of the main ski lifts right here, just going run after run.
There's plenty here to do, but the reason they're number one, their famous apple cider.
The sled falls over and me rolling down the hill.
So you're kind of a daredevil.
Yeah.
It's a sunny and dry day, and as of yesterday, we are more than 5 inches below average on rainfall since the beginning of September.
There's dogs just like Jacqueline at the Broome County Humane Society that can be taken out for a day or waiting to be adopted.
Thanks, Avery. Yes, I'm here at Maine Enville High School, and it is definitely a winter wonderland. We have plenty of kids out here sledding, having a great time.
Meet Clyde here, who is not very camera shy. He keeps coming over just to say hi.
Usually on Mondays it is college night, and the college kids definitely showed up to continue their Monday ritual. Let's just say if I didn't have to work on Mondays, this is probably where I would be.
A Broome County grand jury indicted 36-year-old Patrick Shea on charges of arson and second-degree murder. Say hi. Thanks, Autria. Despite the suspects still being at large, one of the targeted businesses has found the silver lining in the unfortunate situation.
Canned food can be just as healthy as some of the produce in Wegmans. In order to make sure everyone has access to it, I spoke with the Broome County Health Department about how one of its grants is helping food pantries ensure that canned food is grabbing customers' attentions.
Good day, Ithaca. It is Friday, October 20th. I'm Kristina Dillon. The former president is set to be arraigned on Tuesday in a Manhattan criminal court. After 128 years, the identity of an accidentally mummified man from Reading, Pennsylvania will be revealed. For over a century, the man was known as Stoneman Willie and was arrested for pickpocketing in the 1800s before dying in jail from kidney failure. And coming up, food prices are finally starting to fall for the first time since 2020. The SUNY Board of Trustees unanimously removed the ACT and SAT score submission requirement from their college application process. The requirement was previously suspended in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but has now been removed indefinitely. County officials were quick to make a statement urging residents to ignore the emergency alert. People are assuming that the text was meant to say to avoid a specific location instead of words. Last night, many county residents used social media to jokingly urge people to not go to the libraries or to play board games involving words until further notice. Election day is just around the corner, and there is a lot to cover before you cast your ballots. In Ithaca's Ward 1, 4 candidates are in the running: Kayla Matos, Cynthia Brock, Zachary Wynn, and Phoebe Brown. Matos and Brock are seeking 4-year terms, while Wynn and Brown are seeking 2-year terms. That's all for ICTV Reports this evening. To see more exclusive content from this episode, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and be sure to tune in on December 6th for our final episode of the season. I'm your host, Kristina Dillon. Have a great night.
Protesters from the NALC Local Branch 333 lined Binghamton's Main Street to remind the community that U.S. mail is not for sale.
I'm really concerned about the Postal Service being privatized. I really think the Postal Service, along with many other services, should be public, because that means they serve the people and are not out to get the highest dollar, but to give us the best service possible.
The Fight Like Hell rally was part of a nationwide protest organized by the National Association of Letter Carriers in the wake of privatization efforts of the U.S. Postal Service from the White House.
Community showed up. It turns out that they care about us the way that we care about them, so we're going to stick together and keep fighting.
The local letter carriers branch says privatization efforts could mean cutting employees, retirement benefits, and risk the Postal Service's ability to serve customers efficiently.
They're looking to replace experienced carriers with people who they can use, abuse, throw, and replace.
This is how I support my family. I've got 2 kids at home. It's definitely scary to think that myself and some of my coworkers, even some of the people who have been here 25, 30 years, they could lose their retirement. They could lose everything.
Other union groups and guest speakers joined Branch 333 in solidarity in their fight against privatization, calling leadership they say is the best way to stop a bill from passing.
You got to make those calls to your representatives, your senators. It's real this time, guys.
Branch 333 admits the United States Postal Service has been losing money in recent years. They say reforms are needed. However, privatization, they say, is not the answer. And those on the front lines say the battle is bigger than what's best for business.
The people. I definitely interact with a lot of really good people. I have a lot of elderly people on my route. Sometimes I'm the only person they see every day. So they get really excited.
Kristina Dillon, 12 News, Broome County.
Welcome home. A sentiment veterans heard Sunday evening as they returned from the nation's capital in their Twin Tiers honor flight, Mission 19.
This is very overwhelming to know that the people in the community come out and support us and really are thankful for our service.
Justinson served in the Navy for 20 years. She says this trip created a special bond with those on it, as Mission 19 was specifically dedicated to female veterans.
We've never met each other before, but it was as if we served our time together.
The group spent 2 days exploring the monuments and history of Washington, D.C., and the areas special to our nation's armed forces.
We had 4 of the veterans with us that were able to place a wreath at the site of an unknown soldier.
Dawn Cook, who also served in the Navy, was one of those veterans.
That was the highlight of it. Just sends goosebumps every time I think about it and chokes me up. Okay, that was magnificent.
Alberta Parks, a Vietnam Army vet, had been looking forward to this for nearly a year and almost couldn't attend.
I go to dialysis 3 days a week. We didn't know for sure until Thursday night whether or not I'd be able to make this trip.
Parks made the flight, and the trip gave her a moment she will not soon forget.
I got to go see a World War II memorial, and my father was in World War II, and I never got to meet him.
Linda Desmond, U.S. Army, and Dee Schuyler Sitch, U.S. Air Force, became emotional as they shared similar stories.
With the World War II memorial, because my father served in that, he did more than I ever knew he had done.
The most important impact was the World War II. My dad served, and he was a medic, and I just put a trinket up for him. Sorry.
All the women expressed immense gratitude for the organizers and volunteers of the mission who made it possible to not only celebrate their service, but honor those who have fallen. Kristina Dillon, 12 News, Broome County.
Have you ever had a dog that you knew was meant to help people, but maybe wasn't a certified therapy dog? That's what sparked Tammy Goodard's idea to provide canine comfort.
We know dogs that just love people, are loving and caring, but maybe don't have that therapy dog certification. They still serve this purpose.
Founded as a nonprofit in 2019 in honor of Goodard's late chocolate lab, Josie's Journey connects volunteer dog owners with people in need of support, offering free sessions for individuals or community spaces, from nursing homes to child care centers.
Puppy, I know.
We do have that focus of wanting to be there for individuals during times of crisis or traumatic events. We also know that we're just a big pick-me-up and a feel-good.
One key collaboration is with the Cortland County Advocacy Center that supports children who have experienced abuse. Goodard says their dogs sit with children through interviews and even in courtrooms.
We get a lot of feedback that kids wouldn't be able to talk about it without a dog.
While some of the canines with Josie's are certified therapy dogs, other members of the team can join solely based on temperament and obedience training.
It's really incredible to see the impact that the dogs can make on people and see somebody's mood change in a moment. It really uplifts spirits.
Goodard says canine therapy helps individuals' overall well-being.
We see it so many times boosting self-esteem. We know there's some physical benefits to that, like lowering blood pressure.
Josie's journey will travel up to an hour around central and upstate New York, offering a type of unconditional love only a man's best friend can provide. Kristina Dillon, 12 News, Cortland County.